In today's fast-paced, materialistic society, the pursuit of wealth has become one of the central driving forces for many individuals. From a young age, we are conditioned to equate success with financial achievement. Schools, media, and even our families often emphasize the importance of securing a lucrative career and accumulating wealth as a means of gaining respect and recognition. We are constantly reminded of the immense power that money holds, not only as a tool for acquiring material possessions, but also as a symbol of success, status, and influence in the world. Wealth is often portrayed as the ultimate goal, the key to unlocking a life of luxury, freedom, and happiness. However, while financial stability undoubtedly plays a crucial role in providing us with the security we need to live comfortably, we must tread carefully when it comes to the obsession with wealth. The modern world tends to glorify the accumulation of riches, making it easy for individuals to get caught in a relentless cycle of striving for more. We are often told that having more money will lead to more happiness, but this mindset can be dangerously misleading. In our constant pursuit of wealth, we may begin to lose sight of the things that truly matter in life, such as our health, relationships, and personal fulfillment. The desire for more money can cloud our judgment and make us forget that true happiness doesn't come from material possessions or an ever-increasing bank balance. Instead, we might find ourselves sacrificing our time, well-being, and even our integrity, all in the name of financial gain. We can easily become consumed by the need to keep up with others, to surpass our peers, or to achieve a lifestyle that society deems successful. This can lead to a never-ending cycle of stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction as we continually measure our worth by how much we own or how much we earn. The danger in this mindset lies in how it transforms money into the central focus of our lives. We can become so fixated on the idea of financial success that we end up losing control, becoming enslaved by our own desires. The pursuit of wealth, when taken to an extreme, can strip us of our freedom and sense of self-worth. Instead of using money as a tool to enhance our lives, we allow it to dictate our every move, decision, and priority. In the process, we risk alienating ourselves from the things that truly bring meaning and fulfillment to our existence. The illusion of wealth. The first step in understanding the potential dangers of becoming fixated on wealth is to recognize the illusion that money can bring us true fulfillment. We live in a world where flashy lifestyles and material possessions are often glorified, particularly on social media, where people are constantly showcasing their luxurious lives. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that happiness lies in accumulating more money, more possessions, more status. The images we see on our screens depict people who seem to have everything they could ever want, leading us to believe that if we could just attain those same things, we too would be happy. However, this obsession with wealth can be highly deceiving. On the surface, wealth may appear to offer the promise of a life without worries or limitations. We might imagine that with more money, we could afford the best vacations, the most expensive clothes, and the most prestigious possessions. But what often goes unnoticed is that these material gains, while enjoyable for a time, do not lead to long-lasting satisfaction. The feeling of joy they bring is often fleeting, and once the excitement of owning something new fades, the emptiness returns, leaving us wanting more. It's important to remember that money, in and of itself, is neutral. It's neither inherently good nor bad. Money is simply a tool, a medium of exchange that allows us to acquire goods and services. It can bring comfort, provide security, and offer opportunities, but it is not a source of happiness in and of itself. The key issue arises when we begin to view money as the measure of our self-worth, our success, and our happiness. We start to equate the size of our bank account with the value of our life. We believe that if we just had a little more, everything would be perfect: the perfect house, the perfect car, the perfect vacation, and so on. We get caught in the trap of believing that wealth will solve all our problems and provide the ultimate fulfillment. This way of thinking, however, is fundamentally flawed. The more we focus on accumulating wealth, the more we set ourselves up for disappointment. Money can provide comfort and alleviate certain stresses, but it cannot fill the deeper voids within us. The truth is that no amount of money will ever truly satisfy the deeper, existential needs that make us feel complete. Happiness, fulfillment, and contentment don't come from material wealth. They come from the intangible aspects of life, such as meaningful relationships, personal growth, and a sense of purpose. When we make money the center of our lives, we risk losing sight of what really matters. We become so focused on accumulating more that we fail to appreciate the things we already have. We start to neglect our relationships, our health, and our well-being in the pursuit of greater financial success. The irony is that while we chase after more, we often lose the very things that bring us true happiness, love, peace of mind, and the joy of simple pleasures. This obsession with wealth also leads to a constant state of comparison. We look at others and measure our success by their standards. If someone else has more money, a bigger house, or a more luxurious lifestyle, we might feel inadequate or like we're missing out. We become trapped in a cycle of wanting more, but never feeling satisfied. This mindset only deepens the sense of emptiness, as we find ourselves constantly reaching for something just out of our grasp, thinking that once we get it, we'll finally feel content. In reality, true fulfillment comes from a balanced and purposeful life, one where money is viewed as a tool to enhance our experiences and support our goals, rather than the end goal itself. The belief that money can bring us lasting happiness is a dangerous illusion that can prevent us from experiencing the richness of life that comes from within. Instead of equating our worth with our wealth, we should focus on cultivating a sense of self-worth that is independent of external factors. When we realize that happiness doesn't come from the accumulation of things, we are free to live a life that is rich in meaning, joy, and contentment, one that is not driven by the relentless pursuit of wealth, but by the pursuit of what truly makes us feel fulfilled. The cycle of desiring more. The more we acquire, the more we desire. This is a powerful cycle that many people unknowingly fall into, and it's one that can be incredibly difficult to break. In the beginning, the acquisition of new possessions, such as a shiny new car or a lavish vacation, feels like the ultimate achievement. These milestones are celebrated as symbols of success, offering a sense of pride and accomplishment. For a brief moment, we feel on top of the world, as if we've finally reached the pinnacle of our desires. The excitement and novelty of acquiring these things bring us a sense of joy and satisfaction, and we may believe that we've finally achieved the lifestyle we've always wanted. However, the novelty quickly fades. Once the thrill of purchasing something new wears off, we find ourselves longing for the next big thing. The car, once the object of our dreams, now seems ordinary. The vacation, once an exciting escape, quickly becomes a distant memory. We start to look at others around us and compare their wealth and achievements to our own. We see their new possessions, their success, their seemingly perfect lives, and we begin to believe that we're missing out, or that we haven't yet reached the level of success that we're supposed to. This comparison game intensifies our desire to accumulate even more, to have what others have, or even to surpass them. We start to believe that if we just had a little more, whether it's a bigger house, a higher paying job, or more expensive items, we would finally be happy, fulfilled, and validated. This constant striving for more can create a sense of pressure and dissatisfaction that never truly goes away. It fuels anxiety, stress, and a feeling of inadequacy. We become trapped in a cycle where no matter how much we acquire, it's never enough. We always want the next upgrade, the next promotion, or the next indulgence. And as we continue to chase after these external markers of success, we lose sight of the internal peace and fulfillment that truly make life worth living. At its worst, the obsession with money and possessions can completely distort our priorities and make us forget the things that truly matter in life. We become so consumed with the pursuit of financial gain that we start sacrificing our well-being and happiness in the process. We might begin working longer hours, taking on more responsibilities, or accepting higher stress levels, all in the name of achieving more wealth. We convince ourselves that if we just put in a little more time, effort, or sacrifice, we'll finally reach the point where everything falls into place and we can relax and enjoy the rewards of our hard work. But in doing so, we often neglect the things that matter most: our physical health, our relationships with loved ones, and our own emotional well-being. We start to forego the small joys in life, such as spending time with family, pursuing hobbies, or simply relaxing and enjoying the present moment. The very things that bring us true happiness and fulfillment are pushed aside because we're so focused on the next financial goal, the next step up the ladder. We may find ourselves in a constant state of exhaustion, both physically and mentally, as we strive for more and more, believing that once we reach our financial goals, we will be able to enjoy life. But in reality, the more we chase after money, the less we actually feel content. The satisfaction that wealth brings is fleeting, and the more we acquire, the less we enjoy the life we've worked so hard to build. This paradox is one of the cruelest aspects of an obsession with wealth. The harder we chase it, the more elusive it becomes in terms of providing lasting fulfillment. In fact, the pursuit of financial success can become an insatiable beast that never lets us rest. We become so focused on attaining more that we forget to appreciate what we already have. We lose sight of the simple pleasures of life, the warmth of a hug, the laughter of friends, the beauty of nature, or the satisfaction of personal growth. These things, which have the power to bring us true happiness, are overshadowed by the relentless pursuit of material wealth. Ultimately, this pursuit can lead to a deep sense of dissatisfaction. We end up spending years, sometimes even decades, chasing after an illusion of happiness that we'll never truly find in wealth alone. The more we acquire, the more we desire, and the more we desire, the less we feel content. We risk losing ourselves in the process, forgetting who we are and what we truly value. The cycle of acquisition can become a trap that keeps us perpetually striving for something just beyond our reach, never fully appreciating the life we have in the present moment. The key to breaking free from this cycle is to shift our focus from external possessions and wealth to internal fulfillment, recognizing that true happiness lies not in what we acquire, but in how we live and the relationships we nurture along the way. The cost of obsession. When we allow money to dictate our choices and priorities, we risk losing touch with the very things that make life truly meaningful. In the pursuit of wealth, we often begin to overlook the intangible aspects of life, those moments of connection with loved ones, the simple joys of building meaningful relationships, and the pursuit of personal growth. Family, friendship, love, and fulfillment can easily be placed on the back burner as we focus all our energy and attention on accumulating wealth. We may convince ourselves that once we've reached a certain financial goal, we'll have the freedom and time to enjoy these things. But in doing so, we might find ourselves so caught up in the chase for more that we fail to notice what's slipping away in the process. As we climb the ladder of financial success, we can become isolated, disconnected from the people and activities that truly nourish our souls. We might find ourselves surrounded by material wealth, but emotionally distant from the ones who matter most. This can leave us feeling lonely and unsatisfied, no matter how much money we've accumulated. The irony is that the very pursuit of wealth intended to bring us happiness and security can often lead to the opposite: emotional emptiness, lack of connection, and a growing sense of dissatisfaction. Even though we may have everything we thought we wanted in terms of financial success, without the richness of human connection and personal fulfillment, we may find ourselves feeling unfulfilled and unhappy. Moreover, the obsession with money can lead to a constant state of stress and anxiety. The pressure to keep up with financial goals, the worry about job security, the fear of losing investments, or the anxiety of staying ahead in a world that values consumption and material success can take a toll on our mental and physical health. The weight of these concerns can lead to sleepless nights, burnout, and a general sense of unease. We may begin to define our self-worth by the size of our paycheck, the value of our assets, or our ability to keep up with the latest trends. In the process, we can lose sight of what truly matters: our well-being, peace of mind, and the ability to enjoy life as it unfolds. While money is undeniably important, it is essential to view it in the right light. When used correctly, money can provide comfort, security, and freedom to live life on our terms. It can allow us to access opportunities, experience new things, and care for our loved ones. However, money should never be the sole source of our happiness or the measure of our success. It is merely a tool, one that can enhance our lives, but should not define them. Our true worth comes from our character, our values, and the relationships we nurture, not from the size of our bank account or the material possessions we own. The key is to find a balance where money serves as a means to live a well-rounded and fulfilling life, rather than becoming the central focus of our existence. When we begin to understand that true happiness lies not in the accumulation of wealth, but in the experiences we create, the relationships we cultivate, and the personal growth we achieve, we can free ourselves from the constant cycle of acquisition. Money should complement our lives, not control them. When we live with intention, prioritizing what really matters, we can use money wisely as a tool for creating a life that is both rich in meaning and in material comfort. The true meaning of wealth. Ultimately, wealth should be viewed as a means to an end, not the end itself. It should support a life that is meaningful and fulfilling, not define it. The true richness of life comes not from how much money we have, but from the love we give, the joy we find in simple moments, and the peace we feel within ourselves. Money is important, but it should never become our master. When we let go of the obsession with wealth, we free ourselves to live a life that is authentic, balanced, and full of purpose. Don't let money dictate your happiness. Instead, let your values and passions lead the way. The real wealth is found in living a life that is rich in love, experiences, and personal growth.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.